I already taped this video, I fully edited it, I was uploading it to my laptop after finishing editing it. Something went wrong and the file was lost. Corrupted. Something. I then proceeded to spend a full day trying to recover this video. I downloaded, I installed program after program after program trying to find this, like the original video that I'd filmed on this computer, to no avail. Uh, to no avail. So here I am again. But to make this a bit more fun, entertaining, interesting for me, instead of just literally trying to remember what I said in the first video or repeating what I said in the first video, um, I'm going to try to make this entire review in 10 minutes. 10 minutes, not counting this explanation part. Um, yeah, let's see what I get. Let's start with the world. It's set in the modern day reality in France, the south of France specifically. So Fae are known to the entire world. Their existence is not a secret or anything. The Fae King invaded France quite some time ago, and they conquered and are now occupying the north of France. And the south of France is just like normal France as we know it. Humans live there. Between the south and the north of France, there is something called the Veil. It's a magic generated by a handful of Veil mages. And whatever or whoever touches this veil dies, essentially. It's deadly, and that acts as the barrier between the Fae France and human France. The reason why the Fae King decided to invade the human realm and make the people once again aware that Fae exist is unknown. It's not told in Avalon Tower, but that's the world setting. So the Fae King, he's called Alberon. I'll put his name here. There we go. His entire shtick, motive, from what I could glean, was just to kill people. He does not like humans very much. He blames them for Fae powers, Fae magic being weaker now than it was before. So he kills them. Like there are in the north of France, there is the main population living there is Fae, but then there are also like a handful of humans, like a little small amount of humans, and also there are demi-Fae made from one human parent and one Fae parent. Alberon does not like, follows, kills both humans and demi-Fae. And he wants to continue to do so outside of his borders of north, outside of his borders that are outside of his border as well. There we go. English. In this universe, the whole saga tale about Arthur and Merlin, and they haven't mentioned Excalibur yet, but I'm assuming that's coming. But Merlin and Arthur were real figures. Arthur was a human, and Merlin was a Fae in this universe. There are also some other characters from the Arthur tale, but I don't know which ones that are. I don't know which characters that would be because I'm not familiar with. I just know that Arthur pulled out Excalibur and that's it. Right. They also have this thing called the Round Table of Knights. I'm thinking that pops up too in the Arthur tale. So we have our main antagonist, which is the Fae King, and then we have our heroes, like the opposing force, which is Avalon Tower. Now, Avalon Tower is an academy that educates spies. Avalon Tower started as a place for humans to figure out the weaknesses of Fae. Then, with time, the relationship between Fae and humans became friendly, and then they went to shit once again because one Fae called Mordred Kingslayer decided to kill Arthur. And after that event, all the humans threw out all the Fae and demi-Fae from Avalon Tower and started a war. In that war, some key figures died, amongst them a former Fae queen called Morgan. I'll also put her name here. Called Morgan. She was the queen of a castle, of Avalon Castle actually. But she gets killed, and Avalon Castle also just kind of disappears. No one knows where it is. Now, Avalon Tower is simply named after the castle, but it's like size-wise, it's a village, but Avalon Tower, that's what it's called. So it's so to say Avalon Tower's spies versus the Fey King, and that's the world setting that we have. Now, she sees a group of people drop something. She tries to return said item, and then she realizes that they're a group of Fae or demi-Fae. They're fugitives from the north of France, so they're fleeing from the Fae King. They're fleeing because they're being mistreated. They don't want to live there anymore, and so they're fleeing. Now, the Fae King has a pact with the humans / with France at least, that if there are Fae fugitives from his territory, that they're not allowed to be assisted, and they should be handed out to the authorities ASAP. Anyone seen assisting them will be punished by death. So that's the deal, and Nia is well aware of this. And yet, despite this, she decides to help them. Actually, she decides to help them. Initially, she just wants to return an item they had lost. She realizes that they're fugitives, demi-Fae, and helps them out just in the nick of the situation. She just decides to masquerade them as a tourist group, and this makes absolutely no sense to me. I think the beginning of the book was badly written because we're just introduced to Nia, the main character, and we get a little bit about her life, that she's working in a bookstore. She stayed up 5 years to go on this very simple vacation. Everything is really expensive due to the Fey invasion. We don't have a lot to go on Nia, which it's the beginning of the book. Of course, we're talking about, we're still in the first 10, 15 pages of the book, all good. But then she does this very, very gutsy, very brave, very stupid decision of assisting a group of Fae refugees, knowing that she could die. And that to me is just, it fell flat. It was very empty. Why would this character do this? I mean, there's just why it doesn't make sense. You would normally, I would at least prioritize myself. But either way, she is fully aware of her actions. She knows these are Fae refugees. They even tell her they had a contact waiting on the outside, in the human part of France, and that they were going to meet up with, and this contact would have had forged passports, and they were going to go to the harbor and then meet some other people, and then they were going to escape. Nia hears all this, is fully aware what she's getting into, and decides to I'm going to risk my life for this random group of people, refugees, in order to get them to the harbor, to their contact, so that they can flee, risking death. Just a normal, average, everyday girl on a vacation trip, and it's her birthday, enjoying a little bit of luxury in her life for the first time in 5 years, arguably. That felt flat for me. It felt like just a very, I need the main character to do something, to help, to move along the plot, and so she will just decide to do this. I felt that was bad. Now, later on in the book, it is explained that she has a drug-addicted mother. We do not know this in the beginning when she makes these decisions. We find out she has a drug-addicted mother. She has to take care of that mother. She actually hates her mother due to the position her mother has put her in, being the caretaker. She's the mother in that relationship, not the daughter. And we find this out, and it makes... shit, my battery is low. Too low. Hello, badly lit angle. We're gonna have to work with this. There we go. So, right, we find out that drug-addicted mother. We find out that she hates her mother. She doesn't like her life. She's a nobody. She's just depressed, and she's just depressed. Her life makes her depressed, and she's experiencing deep, deep solitude. We find that out later. God, my bags. They're so pronounced. We find that out later, and it makes more sense as to why she would make such a rash decision. But in the beginning, I'm talking about the first 40 pages, we don't know this. We do not know this, and it fell flat for me. I think what could have been done to kind of what could have been done to make this make more sense, in my opinion. And when we get a little background story on Nia, she works in a bookstore. She stayed up for 5 years. You could have added just 1 or 2 lines saying she works in a bookstore during the day, and then she comes home to her mother passed out on the couch in her own vomit, having overdosed on drugs, and that would have set the kind of understanding, the prediction a bit, that Nia's going to assist or help this group of people because that's what she does all day, every day back at home. She's used to pushing away her needs and herself away in favor of others. In this case, in favor of her mother, and thus now the refugee group. I think that would have set the stage way better instead of not having anything at all and then having her make a life or death decision essentially. That's my 2 cents to that. Now this made me expect that the entire book was going to be just as shallow. Oh, I feel mean saying it, but it felt very shallow when I was reading it. Like up until I think, so the scene is up until when she decides to out of her own free will essentially join the spy academy, Avalon Tower. I think just the writing in terms of her Nia's character and her decisions just fell flat for me because there was no it was just she made flippant decision after flippant decision. She just bumps into a group of Fae. She decides to guide them, aid them. She goes even further, creates a distraction so that the Fae people, the Fae refugees, can make their contact at the harbor. Like it's very flippant and it's a life or death consequence, you know. And then the group of Fae refugees, they board the boat where their Fae contact was waiting. And due to some circumstances, Nia is forced to board the boat as well. Some guards come after her and they know her name, and the Fae in command, who is an old crush of hers, he makes her come along with them because he decides that, oh, hey, they know who you are, they know who to search for. If you stay behind, you have to come with us. We can't risk you telling them about our mission. So she's forced to come along on the boat, Raphael, and he's the love interest of this book. I haven't read the second book, so I don't. So far, as far as I know, he's the only love interest. Right, he's the love interest. They met some years before when Nia was a teenager. She's now above 18 at least. I don't remember how old she is. Right, she had a crush on him. He broke her heart and ghosted her, and she was bitter for that entire summer. Now they meet again under these circumstances, and she's like, oh, it's him, and he recognizes her as well, but none of them acknowledge it. Now, whilst on the boat, so she has to tell him, once they're on the boat, she has to tell him, like, how did she manage to sneak a group of Fae refugees through the town, to the harbor, the distraction. She has to tell him everything. And during this story, he realizes that she actually has magical powers. Turns out she's demi-fae, and has the power to block out the veil. So Rafa's like, now you're going to join us. And she says, no. But then, they get attacked by a sea serpent as they're on this boat on their way to Avalon Tower. They get attacked by a sea serpent, and Nia manages to save the life of a little boy. They survive. She feels a glow in her chest. She's a bit shaky. And then she decides to join Avalon Tower. That's it. Nothing else happened to make her change her mind. She just saved people again, flippantly risking her life. Feels a glow inside of her. I'm assuming like, oh, it felt so good. And then she's like, okay, I'll join Avalon Tower as a spy. That to me was also very shallow. Because again, at this point in time, we don't know that she dislikes her life. We don't know that she's miserable and living in solitude essentially and all of these things. We don't know that. So it's a very flippant decision because, okay, all of humanity knows that Fae exists. They know of the Fae refugee situation, that they can come cross over and that they're looking for help, but no one assists them. But it's still Avalon Tower, the existence of Avalon Tower is not known by the world, by the public. So from Nia's point of view, she is simply on vacation, on her birthday, eating a cake at a cafe. She goes from that to risking death, helping other people, then to finding out that there's apparently a secret spy academy, whose maybe she doesn't even get explained to her that their goal is to stop the Fae King, but she now knows that there's a secret academy that educates spies, and she just says yes. very extremely flippant decision, like life-changing decisions. It made me expect that the rest of the book was going to be shallowly written, because this is our main character. Like, the main character we had the most insight into, simply because it's written from their point of view. And this was Nia. This is 40 pages into the book, 40 maybe maximum 50 pages into the book, and it's just been flippant decision after flippant decision, and it just turned me off the book completely. I did keep reading, and I did finish reading it, but it just, again, it set the expectation for it to be shallowly written. Now, further into the book, as I continued reading, obviously, we do find out, it's explained. Yes, she has a drug addicted mother, she dislikes her life, and that whole shtick that I've already said. So it makes sense. Her decisions make sense in the aftermath, like further along the line. But it would have been nice to just have a bit more set up. Again, they already have a little bit explaining about her background. Just add 1-2 lines about her drug addicted mother, or how shitty her life is, because I didn't get that impression. I wasn't there at all. Another thing that I disliked, I don't buy the attraction between Nia and Raphael. I found that to also fall very flat. Like, for the entirety of the book, when they're interacting, either one or both of the characters are they're thinking about the past, so like their past little mutual attraction. So from Nia's point of view, it would be that he trash talked her behind her back, calling her trash, her and her mother trash, and also then just ghosting her. And that, from Nia's point of view, that's what Raphael did to her. And as she's interacting with him, then like in the now, she's just thinking of that in the back of her head, and she's being like bitter about it, which I understand, but she's not she's not forging a new relationship with him as a fellow spy of Avalon Tower. And vice versa is also true. He's referring to like the past, or calling her a nickname from the past, or something akin to that, you know? And it's just, okay, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. It's either that, or they're simply interacting due to work purposes. So he's teaching her how to use her veil blockage, magic, or similar things like that. Or the third way they interact is that we get them verbally expressing like, oh, I'm so attracted to you. Giggity. No. And that's it. Like, that's it. That's the 3 types of interactions that they have. Now, in Avalon Tower, relationships and romance between first classmates and then spies is forbidden. So I do understand that they can't like consummate the relationship or move along with the relationship. Like, it's stuck. I get that. But like, from Nia's point of view, at no point in the book did she say anything about his qualities as a person. And honestly, I don't even know what there would be. He does show up, he interacts with her, but I can't really tell you what type of person Raphael is, what type of character he is. Like, the one thing is that he wants to protect her and keep her safe because he has feelings for her. But that's every single male character in love in the history of books written. Romance. That's the same male character that's in love with someone, wanting to protect them. Their attraction to each other, I didn't buy their attraction to each other, because it boiled down to, oh, she's so hot, I shouldn't kiss her, but now I did, and this can never happen again. And from her side, oh, he's so beautiful, oh, he's so hot. Like, at no point did you say, I like how he looks out for me, or he's benevolent, anything, you know? It was just, it boiled down to she is hot. I didn't buy it. I'm actually rooting for her to maybe end up with the Dream Stalker, Talan. I think that would be a way more interesting match. I did like the ending, the cliffhanger. We find out that she's Mordred Kingslayer's daughter, 1. 2, that Mordred Kingslayer is alive. And apparently she's going to team up with him in order to save Raphael from the clutches of the fake king. He was captured. Like he has offered her this deal, or he's saying like, I'm the best shot you got at saving Raphael, and she's probably going to take that to save Raphael, and I'm excited for that. Also, I've read a little bit of the description of book 2, and it says she's going to pose as the Dreamstalker's girlfriend, and to me, I'm getting like, oh, she's going to team up and work with Talon as well, the Dreamstalker, and like, oh, this is exciting. Like this is exciting. Maybe something will happen between them. I would have been, to be honest, I would be down for the love interest to switch from Raphael to Talon, or even Mordred before I found out he was her father. No Diddy. Okay, Mordred is her father, so no incest, no sweet home Alabama. But Talon. I'm excited for that part, actually. That was my experience reading Avalon Tower. All in all, I would give Avalon Tower a 3 out of 5. I feel like that's accurate scoring for the book. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have a opinion, a perspective on the book that differs from mine, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you liked, didn't like, if the author could have done anything better. If you agree with, let me specifically know if you agree with what I said about adding just 1-2 lines in the beginning, painting a picture of Nia having to take care of her mother, and if that would have set up the scene better. Or maybe you didn't even react to that. Maybe just read it and were like, oh, happy Dory. Who knows? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video, which will likely be Veil of Dreams.